Well, hello there, people of YouTube and the internet. This is Juan again here with a little bit more about the neon science and neon repair and everything that has to do with neon. This time we're going to talk about neon supports because I've had some people ask me a lot of questions about neon supports and might as well make a video that'll explain everything. So in this case we're going to start with the universal tip supports. I have here. These they're called universal tube supports because they're made so you can put in. I believe you can start with the smallest one, which is let's see, smallest one would be 8 millimeter. Yes, you can use 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 12, 13, up to 15. They all will fit there. And then you have this little grooves that you see here, or angle, I don't know what you call them, that once you put in the tube, well, first of all, let me explain this. They come in two parts. This part has like two little balls there, and inside there's a groove, so they go there like this. They can be adjusted up to this much and down to all the. So it's about a quarter of an inch of play there. But this one's a little bit hard. Once you let's say you want them there, then you have to twist them like this. Have to twist them so they can lock in and not move. But these ones are so tight that I have to use pliers like this. One for the top and one for the bottom. Until you hear them, like kind of crack, but they're not broken. So now it's there. It's stuck in place by pressure. Once, if for some reason you need to disassemble them, well, you do the opposite. You just turn them until the little balls align with the groove, which is about here. And then yeah, again you can. You're already. I'm already able to turn them with a hand because they already were pressured a little bit, so they lost a little friction. So now let me show you with a 10 millimeter glass. And then after you install your neon, you'll have to use a piece of wire, which is called a tie wire. This is the way I like to use it. I cross it over, then around, and then I cross it over again. And then you twist it. I like to use to twist them. Let me get my cutters. I like to use my wire cutters to twist them enough so they. At the same time I'm twisting them, I'm pushing them so they can grab really good on the tube. Once I do this, then I cut them. Cut the excess. And there you have it. You need the wires because these supports are very flexible and the glass can easily pop out. Okay, so now let me explain something else. Let me take out this. These supports are they do have holes here, so you can put screws if you want to. But these supports are usually made to be glued in to a plastic back, to a plastic background. All of these, the supports and the glue and the wire and everything, these come with a wire already. But I mean, I sell all that on my Neon website, my website on the internet. I'll put the link below and at the end of this video. So these are meant to be glued on plastic mostly. They're used for window signs, like the ones you see inside the stores, where they say nails. The old open signs, barbershop, and all those. These are the supports that were used. Now, if for some reason you have one of those old signs and this part broke, break, but the bottom part is still good. So what you do is you have to buy a whole thing because they go, in pairs. So what you do is you twist to get this one out and then put a new one in, and you're good to go. I have another video that explains a little bit more on how to do that. And that's it about this one. Universal tube supports. Now let's get to the next one. These are called clip-ons. Why clip-ons? Because when you put in the tube, get the 10mm one. When you get the tube, these are sold depending on the diameter of the glass. These ones are for 10mm. As you can see, they snap on. Because there's other types of supports which I don't sell. Let me show you one. There's these other type of supports in which they kind of snap on, but you still have to put a tie wire to keep them there firmly. But these ones don't need a wire. And they come in to clear and black, depending on what background looks better. And they are spring-loaded. In other words, they have shock absorbers. That's the way they sell them, just in case you want to ship your sign, These are not meant to be glued. The surface is not large enough. These are meant to be screwed in. The screw depending on what background you're using. Okay, next one. Next one, this is the metal base tube support. Metal and glass. Wire attached to it already. This is, you could say this is the most heavy duty support that there is. If you install one of these outdoors, you can come back 50 years, 60 years later and it'll still be there. Unless somebody hits it and breaks it, but the weather doesn't do anything to them. They're made of hard zinc. The bottom is zinc, so it doesn't corrode. Almost all the outdoors neon installations have these because they last forever. Some of the window signs also have these. The window signs that I was telling you about with the Universal, they also have these. and they can be installed also on a Windows 9 or in whatever neon installation you want to use, and they'll last you 60 years with no problems. Maybe the black, the plastic background will disintegrate first, then this. Same thing happens with glass in neon. It's glass, it'll break, but if you don't hit it, it'll last you for many years. So now to the next one, these little ones. These are cylindrical acrylic supports. The neon goes like this. Then you do need a wire. It has two little holes here, which you just put the wire through, and then you put this, and then you twist the wire over the neon to secure it. That's the way the neon is installed on the supports. And on the bottom it has a hole for you can use a screw, or you can also glue them if you don't want to make you have to glue them. But these supports are especially made for this type of installation, in which the electrodes are hidden behind a wall. Usually this type of neon this is from a clock. So clocks have this. Sometimes they use this type, or sometimes they use this type. But there's other applications, and they don't have to be clocks, in which you make a box, sometimes metal, sometimes wood, or sometimes plastic, and you want to hide the electrodes. You have to make a holes. You have to make the holes. Let's say this is the background, the box or whatever you're using a neon on, and so you put the neon through the holes. The supports should be already installed, okay? But this is just a quick demonstration. So in order to keep the neon from not touching the background, this is where you put the supports all around, depending on which one. The ones that I sell come in two sizes. This looks like half an inch, and this looks like an inch. Let me make sure. Yeah, half an inch and 1 inch. So depending on how much separation you wanted from your background, these are the ones that you use, and then you put the wire all around. So that is how this type of support is used. Usually by installing it on a neon that's going to go with the electrodes through the holes. If you need any information on supports or anything related to neon pods, please email me. I'll also put my phone number, but it's getting a little bit difficult to answer the phone. My phone, about 90% of the calls that I get are from robo calls, so I can't answer them. But text message, no, not text message, emails is the best. If you want to get if you need me to call you, email me first and tell me, call me, and I'll be glad to call you and answer all your questions. So for this video, this is it. Thank you very much.